See, and then, like I said, I watch even great people like, Frijan or Ramana. And don't get me wrong, in this critique of them, I am not saying I'm better than them in any way. I'm certainly not saying I'm a saint. See, and I'm not saying I'm better than they are. See, they may well be better than me in whatever we're comparing. Okay? Maybe they're more enlightened than I am. Maybe they're, have more wisdom. They're probably better people. Well, free John. But anyway, it's not hard to be a better person. But what I am saying is that it seems. See, I have no question that Ramana Maharshi had very powerful enlightenment experience. I have no question that Frijan had very powerful enlightenment experience. You cannot speak the way they speak without it. A pretender I'd recognize right away. See? Like you can't pretend enlightenment. You could try. You could try to say all the right things, and that's it. Yeah, horseshit. It doesn't matter. That doesn't mean they don't fall into error. Because when they're speaking and when they're communicating, when they're building a system for people, they're inventing, and it's quite possible to fall into error. And to confuse the system for the truth. Just like you confuse, what your mind does with the consciousness. See? And either I'm a very rare bird in this case, for some reason, and I have, for some reason, I'm conscious of, or I got to notice this thing. I got to notice that, I'm conscious of the difference between the absolute and relative. I'm conscious of the difference between, what people do, what they think, etc., and what's true, no matter how good they are, no matter how conscious they are. And it seems to me, and I could be wrong, even Raman and Frijan would conflate what's true with the beliefs they were spouting, with the stuff they were sharing, with the systems that they made for people. Might not, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they knew clearly, and they just did what they did, you know what I'm saying? Gotta do something. See, like somebody would read the Book of Not Knowing, and they will believe in being. You see? And they'll have this relation between self and being. And that's fine, see? Because that's the only way to start that discussion. But to continue, that discussion's got to way beyond this distinction of self and being. Because they'll make being good and self bad, and themself something they're doing they don't want to do, and being something they're trying to attain. And okay, because we can make a distinction in your relative experience that we could call being and self. I did in the book. See? But ultimately, it's a mistake to think that there is being in your relative world, and that you are, and then there's a self that you shouldn't be or something. See? That's a mistake. It's think of it more as a device. Now, if I was creating a system for people, and I were creating a system for them to do work on themselves, which I have done, and work on themselves like that, I might have them work this distinction in their experience, because it's something people can grasp. It's something you can get a handle on. It might take a little time, see, but pretty early on you can start to, given the explanations and the definitions and stuff like that, you start to get an idea of being over here and self over there, right? So you start to get, oh, this is self and that. Okay, and then the more you work on it, the more profound your experience of self becomes. The more multidimensional and strong it becomes, and then the more, the kind of the freedom of being probably becomes a little more mysterious, actually, as you go. But you see, you have these directions, and the directions won't do you any harm, in your life, in your normal life. So they won't do you any harm. They can do you a great deal of good, you see. Moving this, trying to transform from self to being. See? And then, do all that work, you see, and it's best if you do it without me around. See, but you do all that work, yeah? See, and then you come and say, well, now I'm totally being, I keep, transcended self. I say, well, that's really nice, but it's not the truth. And you go, what? But I did all this work. I said, yeah, see, and you're in a much better place for it, and now I'm telling you it's not the truth. See, and you'll probably be upset with me, but I did all this work. What are you complaining about? It was good work. Yeah, but you say it's not the truth. Yeah, but that was for me to know and you to find out. See, and if I hadn't done that, you wouldn't have done all the work. You see? You wouldn't work in that distinction. You wouldn't do the meaty stuff that you could do. See? Because you say, oh, well, it's not the ultimate truth, so I don't want it. And that would be a mistake. See, but I would know, hopefully, you see, this from the beginning. But I tend not to do those things. Much to your dismay.